And The Flash issue 778 is written by Jeremy Adams, with art by Fernando Pesar and Matt Ryan and Brent Peebles, with colors by Jeremy Cox, Peter Pintazis, and Matt Arms, and letters by Rob Lee. And this issue picks up exactly where the last one left off, with Irene and Maxine running down the street when they run into a woman by the name of Shiver, and it's here we have a situation where it looks like Shimmer wants to offer the kids candy in order to get into her van, but of course, Maxine attempts to talk her and Irene out of the situation by offering Shimmer cookies instead. But it's then that Shimmer reveals that she's actually not alone, as her partner Mammoth shows up, who was that big hulking shadow figure we saw at the end of the previous issue. And unfortunately, before Irene can use her speed powers to get her and Maxine out of there completely, the two are drugged and thrown in the back of the van. But of course, we all know that Jay was already watching the situation as well, as he manages to sneak out and get on top of the vehicle, as he too is whisked away. We then catch up with Flash on Gemworld, who is battling an Eclipso-controlled Justice League Dark, and he manages to take out pretty much all of them with some help from Dark Opal, where after all of the Justice League Dark are completely knocked out, Dark Opal tells Wally that, hey, we need to go hide from these guys before they wake up, and he's got a place. And then catch back up with Maxine and Irie, who were taken to a cabin in the woods, and it's here that we are also introduced to Shimmer and Mammoth's boss, the Calculator, who turns out actually manages to track, kidnap, and traffic superpowered children in order to sell them. Mammoth immediately takes the two into another room and throws them in a stasis chamber, when after he leaves, Jai manages to sneak into the room and free both Maxine and Irie, but unfortunately, due to the sedatives that Irie was given, she can't use her speed powers. It's here that Jay also says that there's no time to get everyone through the window, so there's only one thing we can do. We then cut back to the Flash, where Dark Opal has taken Wally to Opal Castle, where they've gone in an attempt to recharge the glaive. But as Flash hands it over, Dark Opal reveals that he was already working with Eclipso as well. And in a very few quick pages, Wally is struck by a large beam as the Justice League Dark descend into the castle and capture him. Once again, going back to the kids, Jay is telling Irie that, alright, here's what you're gonna do. Go ahead, give me some of my powers back, share the Speed Force once again. And Irie is very reluctant, but goes ahead because it's really the only plan they got. And after a little transfer of energy, Mammoth comes back into the room, but this time, Jay is ready. We then return to Wally, who is now being pummeled as he's trapped in Crystal and also being questioned by the Eclipso-controlled Amethyst, saying, okay, out of everybody that I am able to control, how are you the only one that's able to resist the call? In which case, Wally just cracks some jokes and makes them get punched even more. And it's there that Eclipso is basically saying, doesn't really matter because I'm about to accomplish my objective anyway, because man, I gotta get revenge on the guy that created me. Back with the kids, Mammoth charges at Jay and throws a punch, but luckily, Jay's powers have been restored and manages to counter with his own punch, breaking Mammoth's wrist, as he then takes the large brute and throws him through the wall. Both Shimmer and the Calculator are caught off guard when Shimmer takes a chair, turns it to metal, and attempts to throw it at Jay, who just catches it, turns that into a metal ball, and throws it back at Shimmer, knocking her out. And just when it looks like everything's going their way, he suddenly feels a rack of pain and falls to his knees, and tells Irie that their dad is in trouble. And once again, it's an okay story. It's not trying to be deep or anything like that, but just attempting to be fun. Shimmer and Mammoth seem cool at first, but they also kind of gave me a bit of a Team Rocket feeling, where at first they seemed like very menacing, but then are dispatched with little effort once Jay gets powers back. I'd say the darkest and most interesting aspect about Jay and Irie's story thus far is the reality of the trafficking of superpowered children, and I actually kind of wonder from here how deep that plot thread is going to go, because that could be a really dark story. And it is nice to see that Jay has his powers again, and hopefully they find a way to make it permanent. And I will say, ever since Joshua Williamson's run and the introduction of all the other forces, if the Speed Force gives Jay super strength, what would happen if he got the Strength Force? Would he then get super speed? Alternatively, the stuff with Wally is still fun and easily the most interesting aspect about the book, and watching him get to essentially take out like the entire Justice League Dark is really cool to see. Though I think if the Justice League Dark were not under the mind control of Eclipso and fully lucid and in control of all their own powers, that match may have gone very, very different, but I digress. The art still continues to be mostly decent. In this issue, there's no weird creepy face close-up shots, and the strength of it is used properly with all of the pulled back shots where we get more of a scope of what's going on the page. And the colors complement it well. Obviously, the stuff in Gemworld is the most colorful and vibrant, and overall the book continues to entertain and is one of the more consistent books coming out of DC right now. And with that, I'm going to score The Flash issue 778 a 7 out of 10. So The Flash issue 778, what did you think about this book? If you've read it, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Please leave your comments in the comment section below. And if you liked this video, I'd love it if you'd smash that like button, share it with some friends, subscribe if you're not subscribed already, and ring that notification bell for more comic book content. And if you're wondering what to watch next, consider one of these 2 videos. Alright, take care, have a great day, and as always, stay geeky.